littering.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. So let's take a look around.
Everybody, let's go!
If you look over there, there is the sky, near the sun. If you look over here, there are flowers. There are flowers all around us. But not just flowers, there are also nature and people. And now if you look down, that is land. And if you look back at me, I am human, which means I am alive. Which brings us to our topic today, which is me standing on land, which means that I am life on land. First of all, today with Pasha. Pasha, what are you going to talk about today?
Let's talk about the ecosystem.
Let's go!
First of all, let's talk about energy flow. What is energy flow, you ask? Energy flow is the cycle of life. It brings and moves life. First, what is the source of energy? The source of energy is the sun. And the sun, it produces light energy. As you can see, it is very bright. The light energy, the plants, they took in the light energy and turned it to chemical energy by photosynthesis. And this cycle continues on, such as insects, animals, and other herbivorous and carnivorous animals. They're eating every single thing. And the energy is getting transferred by each time they're getting eaten. Okay. What is ecosystem, you ask? Ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms are working together to form a bubble of life. An ecosystem contains non-living things as well as living things.
Food chain.
Food chain is a linear sequence of organisms through which nutrients and energy pass as one organism its another. In a food chain, each organism occupies different trophic level defined by how many energy transfers separate it from the basic input of the chain. The food chain usually begins with the primary producers, which are autotrophs and are often photosynthetic organisms. The organism that feeds on the primary producers are called the primary consumer, which are usually herbivores. The organism that eats the primary consumer are called the secondary consumer, which are generally carnivores or meat eaters. The organism that eats the secondary consumer are called the tertiary consumer, which are carnivore-eating carnivores. The last organism of the food chain are called as the apex consumer. One of the example of the food chain is starting from the grass, which is the producer that will transfer its energy to the grasshopper as they eat the grass. Next, the grasshopper will be eaten by the frog, and the chain continues as the frog will be eaten by the snake. Lastly, the hawk will feed on the snake to gain energy.
Next, food web.
Food webs consist of many interconnected food chain involving organisms within the same ecosystem. A food web is more representative of actual feeding pathway within an ecosystem because of two reasons. One, organisms can have more than one food source, and two, organisms can have more than one predator. For example, grass as the producer can be eaten by three different primary consumers, which are the rabbits, earthworm, and caterpillar. Earthworm can be eaten by three different secondary consumers, which are the frogs, mouse, and sparrow. Sparrow can also feed on the caterpillar to gain energy. There are two possible tertiary consumers, which are the fox and the hawk. The fox will feed on the frog, mouse, and the rabbit, while the hawk will feed on the sparrow, mouse, and the frog. However, the food web is interdependence, which means that one change in one population can affect the others within the food web. For example, when the population of insects decreased, population of grass plant would increase because there are now less species feeding of them. At the same time, population of frogs and voles, for example, would decrease significantly because insects are their only food source, while the population of thrushes would decrease slightly because they eat insects but also have another food source to rely on, for example, slugs.
Oh my god, what's happening?
dioxide is released into the atmosphere by decomposition of dead matter and waste, burning of fossil fuels, which is combustion, and respiration. The carbon dioxide is then taken up by plants for photosynthesis, and this cycle continues. However, overcombustion is currently taking place, and the increased use of fossil fuels increases the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere. Mass deforestation reduces the number of producers available to take the carbon dioxide, so there is an excess of carbon dioxide that cannot be used for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, so too much of it disrupts the balance in the atmosphere and can cause global warming and climate change.
As you can see, there's no trees here. We were killed by the horrible people. They thought this thing is normal, but it's actually not. Destroying the animals' habitat. Look at this.
Deforestation. Deforestation is the removal of natural vegetations from land. It is to provide wood for fuel, paper, to provide land for agriculture, and for industrial developments. There are several dangers of deforestation. Number one is soil erosion, which can cause loss of humus and loss of protection. Number two is effect on climate. Amount of water vapor in the atmosphere decreasing, leading to a reduction in rainfall in distant regions. Point 2. Reduce the amount of carbon dioxide taken in for photosynthesis, which will lead to increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which can prevent the natural escape heat. Next is the effect on human population. Local residents lose their homes and see their culture destroyed along with the trees. Many people find it difficult to adapt to lifestyles which are geared to commercial success, such as people living in Amazon rainforest experience the largest areas of deforestation.
But look there! There's a building, but there's no trees. This is so sad. Oh hey, we're both wearing masks.
Yes, due to COVID-19, there's so much social distancing rules.
I know, right? But it is good for us. Some of these social distancing rules include wearing a mask, sanitizing our hands, and not touching each other.
Yes, but masks are not only useful during COVID, it's also useful when there's pollution.
Oh really? So Shirin, what are the effects of pollution?
Well,
Air pollution. What is air pollution, you ask? Air pollution is the presence in or introduction into the environment of a substance which has harmful or poisonous effects. Some effects from air pollution are damaging crops and forests. Not only that, it also reduces the ozone layer. The ozone layer is the one that protects the earth from the sun's UV ray. Other than that, it also forms acid rain, which harms the wildlife. However, for human, they will have breathing problems or even heart problems. Land pollution. Land pollution is the destruction of the Earth's surface and soil directly or indirectly as the result of human activities. These are the effects from land pollution. The effects on human are, for example, skin diseases and cancer. For animals, when they eat plants grown from polluted soil, they will become ill. On plants, however, soil pollution will occur. When soil pollution occurs, it reduces crop yields, and the plants that grow there becomes toxic.
upon earth, like ants, humans, any type of animal and plants, we all should be saved. And that's why we are making this. So save your earth, and thank you for watching! Hi! Uy, Pasha, ko imposter ka. Claude Riven ko. Okay, Najha, chase the cat. Najha, you just made the cat run away. Bye, Jiha. Bye, Jiha. Oh, berhenti.
Fleming left hand rule.
Yeah, left hand, yeah, right hand rule. Which brings us to our topic today.
Kita ancar.
Aku rasa tadi punya classmate sekarang sudah dorang lihat the video. Memang dorang heran apa kami cakap ni. Aku sedang
Hindi cukup tempat duduk aku diri di belakang.
Someone take my phone. 1, 2, 3. Aku cakap. Okay.
Like a Spider-Man.
Wait, am I supposed to jump?
But they're so...
It's okay, we can start again. Just
Distancing is wrong.
yes, but it is good for us. Some of them are we have to wear a mask, we have to always sanitize our hands. Littering.